Recorded Books presents The Ranger by Ace Atkins, narrated by Macleod Andrews. The true soldier fights not because he hates what is in front of him, but because he loves what is behind him. G.K. Chesterton. Don't ever march home the same way. Take a different route so you won't be ambushed. Rogers Rangers, Standing Order Number 11. Chapter 1. Quinn headed home, south on the Mississippi Highway in a truck he'd bought in Phoenix City, Alabama for $1,500. A U.S. Army rucksack beside him, stuffed with enough clothes for the week and a sweet Colt 44 Anaconda he'd won in a poker game. He carried good rock and roll and classic country and photos from his last deployment in Afghanistan, pics of him with his Ranger platoon, the Camp Monkey streak on his shoulder, Black Hawks at sundown over the mountains. Things you bring back home after 6 years away, from 3rd Battalion headquarters at Fort Benning to Iraq to Afghanistan and back again, when you didn't really intend to return home so fast, if at all. He drove south on Highway 7 and then down 9W and kept heading south into the winding hill country that had been logged down to nothing decades ago, leaving the people scrub pines and junk trees and squashed beer cans and bottles. This part of the state had always seemed used up to him as a kid, and it looked just as used up in the headlight glow of the truck. He was headed back down to Jericho at midnight, not wanting to see a damn soul till the funeral tomorrow. He figured nobody plans being away for that long, but when you join up at 18 and earn your tab just before September 11th, a soldier can keep pretty damn busy. He tried to recall the last time he'd seen his mother, not caring if he ever saw his father again, and wondered about his sister who hadn't called him in 2 Christmases. At home there was an ex-girlfriend who dumped him not long after basic, and good friends he hadn't spoken to in years. He turned up the radio. A Johnny Cash version of a classic Western ballad. Quinn knew this song by heart, but loved hearing it every time. The old truck ran at 70 on a steady ribbon of blacktop unfolding from hill to hill, a path cut through endless forest that once had been traveled by horse and wagon, Tibbehah County being one of the most remote counties in North Mississippi. After years of marching and maneuvers, sitting still seemed odd to him. Although at rest he could fall asleep at will and wake up just as fast. The regiment had whittled him down to a wiry, muscular frame built for speed, surprise, chaos, and violence. His hair was cut in the standard high and tight, not even an inch thick on top, and shaved on the sides, making his face seem even more chiseled in the rearview mirror. Sharp angles thanks to a Choctaw grandmother about 100 years back, mixed with the hard Scotch-Irish who settled the South. The truck's heater was cranked, and Quinn, his hand on the wheel, sat comfortably in a black t-shirt, blue jeans, and cowboy boots. In the ashtray, he kept a half of a dead cigar that he'd smoked about 100 miles back with some bad coffee. The trip was only 5 hours, but it was a hell of a long time alone with your thoughts. Another bend, another curve on the highway, and there was a speck in the light. He touched the brakes, finding them a lot less tight than the salesman had promised, thinking the speck was a spooked deer or a dog, but then seeing it was the bare back of a woman turning on long spindly legs and caught in his high beams. He shanked the steering wheel to the right, the truck coming within an arm's reach of the hair rushing across her blank face. He was in a ditch and stuck, back wheels spinning into mud. Quinn got out and tromped over to the girl, still standing there on the double yellow line, her breath audible against the quiet of the motor and hot ticking of the engine. There were cows calling from some place across a barbed wire fence, and a train whistled far off. A lonesome midnight moon glowed, and Quinn called to the girl, just spotting a logging truck cresting the hill. He grabbed her hand and pulled her toward the shoulder, finding her face in his truck's headlight. "You okay?" She nodded. "What the hell are you doing in the middle of the road?"
"I didn't see you."
"You didn't hear my truck?" She didn't say anything.
"Shit, I about killed you."
Sample complete. Ready to continue?